what we were doing in the last session.
The SQL one, which you shared the file. So we are starting to download, like getting some sort of things, and
I think we saw what this. Okay, we saw what the what you call it as the wildcard characters. No, the first thing is the
yes,
pattern match, where we could fetch the data based on the patterns. Okay,
yep,
so name starting with, ending with, contains some characters or something, so does not contains, not like things we saw. The two placeholders, percentage and the underscore. The percentage is a placeholder which can have, which can hold any length of any characters, whereas the underscore
yes,
is a placeholder which will hold a single character, single any character. Okay, we saw, and that is what we saw some examples with respect to that. Okay, then we also looked into in this particular things here. We loaded this particular data set document, which is
yep,
about the database about the inventory, which has some kind of a good real-time data. So, which we will see how do you work on this, and we just got familiar with some of the tables. The products tables has the information related to the products, like every product has a unique identification number, that is a product ID. It has a name, which supplier is supplying. We have a supplier ID here. That means there is a suppliers table separately, where we'll have a details of the supplier who's supplying this product. Again, a product belongs to some category. We have a category ID over here. Okay, and then we do also have, like, how much quantity per unit, what is the price, uh, what is the stock availables, and the other information. Fine. The
yep,
same way, like, when you talk about categories, like, we have only the category ID here. So each category, there are many products. So now in the categories table, when you see, okay, it has a category ID that has a name,
name.
description, and so on. Okay, so the same way customers orders table respectively. Okay, so
Yes,
now we looked into this, so that we saw with the group by, no, is it? We look into how do you work with group by clause. Okay, the first thing is, and then we'll see how do you use those particular tables. So I think again, for group by, I'll use the same thing, static DB or something, that employees table what we have loaded. No, I'll use this one.
yes,
Okay, so whatever the sample data we have created, no, so we'll use
yeah,
this particular data set. Let's say. Okay, so we'll just look into things. Here now, let me just open a new query. So now, if I say, like, example, I just want to see the information. Okay, about yeah, I want to see the information about the employees. I just say a select star from the employees table. Yeah, we are able to get this particular data. So now what I want to do is, I just want to apply some aggregate functions here. Okay.
hmm
Um, what are aggregate functions? They are nothing but the functions which works on a group of data and gives you a result. Okay, we call
okay,
that as an aggregate function. Now, when you see in this employees table, we are already familiar with. Okay, now we have the salary as a measurable value. Okay, now what I want is, I want to know what is the total salary. I want to find out what is the total salary. So
some
total
of
salary is nothing but sum of this particular salary in all the values,
mhm,
whatever is there, you have to sum up those values and say
mhm,
this is the total salary. Fine. If you
yep,
have to find these kind of a things, okay, what is that we can do is, we can just write this particular function, salary, sum of salary from the employees table.
nice,
This is going to get me what is the total salary, 1,56,300.
300,
Okay, so which is
yep,
nothing but it's the sum of all the individual salaries, what is there. Okay, so it is giving me those things. Okay, or I say,
yep,
hey, I just want to know how many employees are there. So in that case, what I do is I can just use this thing called as count of star. Star represents the row, is it? If the column is
yes,
called, no, that is a row. So sum of star is going to tell me, like, so how many rows are there in this particular table. So it says, hey, we have 20 rows. That means we have 20 employees, and for the
20
20
employees,
employees, we are
some
spending
of
around 150K salary.
hmm,
Okay. So what is the average salary? It is going to be sum divided by 20 employees. Is it? So we have a
hmm,
function called as AVG. Okay, of
average,
average of salary. So this will tell me what is the average salary of the employee. Okay, so 156.3
7,815,
divided by 20 is 7,800 is the average salary given to the employees.
yep,
What is the highest salary given to any employee? So we can just say this as what?
uh, high, like,
Yeah, yeah, tell me.
no, highest salary, like,
Yeah. So we use
Max.
this particular function called as a max of
Max.
salary. This will tell me the what is the highest salary. The same way, if you want to get the lowest, I just use the min of
Minimum. Mhm.
salary. Okay, this will tell me the what is the lowest salary. Okay, fine with this thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so this is telling like what is the highest, lowest, count and average. This is some of
Average.
the functions. Fine. Hey,
Yeah.
this one, what is happening is this aggregation function. This is applying at the whole table level. Is applying at the whole table level. I want to divide this into small groups. Say example, in my employees table, okay, I have the employees working in the different departments. Okay, so we have different departments. Our employees are working the different roles, or they are from the different countries. So I want to see that at the individual level. Say example, I want to go with the department wise. How many employees are there in each department? So I want to know how many employees are there in the retail department, how many employees are there in the department called as all, how many employees are there in the automotive department, how many employees are there in the finance department. I want to look for that one. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
when I just say as select count of star from the employees table. So this is going to show me the number of employees, total number of employees. But I want to see this number of employees by each department. So what I do here is I just use this thing called as a group by. Group by department. There is a column called as the department. So this will just the 20 will be divided by the each department. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
the thing
Mhm.
is, whenever you use the aggregate function, you cannot use the regular columns like star or something. You cannot do that. Okay. This will throw me
Okay.
in. Okay, so when you use an aggregate function, you cannot use the regular columns because it's just simple. This will show me the row-wise output. This will show me one single output for the group of rows. Okay, it cannot frame a table. But when you are using aggregate function and you are using a group by, okay, see when I'm using an aggregate function and if I'm not using a group by, so this will be the aggregation will be done at the whole table level. So when I say group by, okay, this particular aggregation will be grouped by the department and this particular same count it is showing for the each department wise. Okay, so when
Okay.
I say what is the 7.3, which department it is, so you can include this particular department in this case. Since you are use this as a part of the group by, that means if you are using an aggregate function, okay, you cannot use the non-aggregated columns. But if you're using an aggregate functions with the group by, if you're using aggregate function with a group by, the group by column can be used as a part of the select list, select column list, apart from the aggregate function. Okay, well,
Okay.
just shows
Mhm.
you. In the retail department, I have 7 employees. In the finance, I have 3 employees. In the automotive, we have 4 employees. Healthcare, again, 4 employees. In the all, we have 2 employees. Okay. This is what we are able to see it at the sub level. So the department wise, we have a total number of this one. The same thing I want to use the other functions also. We can use it like say example, what is the total salary, average salary in the each department. So we can specify those things also. So each department wise, the number of employees, what is the total salary, and what is the average salary. Okay, fine with these
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is about your group by subdividing the data into smaller groups and applying the totals. Okay. Hey, we have
Okay.
studied with the order by
No.
and the limit. Okay. Hey, we'll see an order by. So what an order by does, order by is used for sorting the data. Okay.
Okay.
Say example, we have this particular employees table. So we have this particular, what is it, the employees table. Now we are just seeing this particular data, but it is not sorted based on any of this one. No? It is not arranged based on any columns. No, it'd be good if it has been arranged so it becomes easy to read the data as well as for fetching the data, it becomes easy. Okay, now say example, I want to sort this based on the employee ID. So it is something like, easy to 1, 2, 5, something. So before it was not. Okay, so otherwise by default it is not. Okay, so I want data to be sorted based on the employee ID. So what we do is after the table name, we use this particular order by clause. Order by what? I want to sort it based on the employee ID. Okay, and fine, that's it. You can see now the data is sorted based on the employee ID and it has been displayed. Okay, fine with this.
Yes.
Okay, fine with this things, is it? Okay, the
Mm.
next thing
Yeah.
is we have this particular data which is sorted based on the employee ID, or I say I want to see this particular data based on the name or something, which is specified. I want to sort it based on the first name. So alphabetically, Arthur, then Chad, Claire, Cynthia, David, um, Diana, Dhruti, Emily, Eric, Janet, and so on. Okay, fine. Here, by default, it is an ascending order. You want in the descending order. See, you say order by name of the column, and then we give the order. ASC is
Mm-hmm.
for ascending. If I'm not giving anything, by default, it is ASC. If you want in the descending order, it is DESC. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that is going to
Mhm.
be a descending order. So it is sorted based on the descending order. Z to 8. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, now what I want is I just want to see the employees based on the salary. I want to see the employee who earns the highest salary in the top of the table and the employee with the low salary in the bottom of the table. Okay, so in that case, what do? I just say order by salary. I want to sort it based on the salary. And what should be the order I wanted? I want in the descending order. So you can see here, it is sorted based on the salary and that is in the Z to E. The employee with the highest salary is Arthur with 16.5K and the lowest salary is Jennifer with 2,800. Okay, fine with these things.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That is how we try to do this particular sorting.
Okay.
So you can do the sorting on multi-level also. Say example, I want to sort it based on the department. Okay. But within the department, I want to see based on the seniority, the employee with the highest experience to the lowest experience. I want it in this way. Okay. So I want it in this way. The first priority has to be set based on the department. Okay. And when the department is repeated, within the department, you want to see the senior most employee to the junior most employee. Okay. Within each department, I want to see the senior most to the junior most. I want to see it like this. So in that case, what is that we do? I just say select star from the employees table. Okay. So I just say order by. Okay. First is I want to go with the department, which I want in the ascending order, comma, and then I just want in the experience. Okay. And I want the experience in the descending order. So first priority is department. I have not given any order, so default is ascending order. And then if the department is repeated, within that repeated department, experience will be sorted in the descending order. See, this is two employees working for the department all, and within that you can see they have been with the senior most to the junior most. Again, this is the four employees working in the automotive department. We have the senior most employee to the junior most employee. This is the three employees working in the finance department, the senior most to the junior most. And this is the healthcare. So this is the employees working in the healthcare department. We have the senior most employee, second, third, and fourth respectively. So this is the employees working in the retail department. We can see the senior most employee, second senior, third, fourth, fifth. This is a multi-level sorting. Okay, now we do also have a limit. Limit is like, you want to limit the number of rows. We use this particular limit clause. We just write it like this. Select star from the employees table. Okay, this is going to get me the complete data from the employees table. But see, we have around 20 rows. I don't want to see all this. I want to see only the first 5 rows.
Mhm.
So in that case, what I do is I just say limit 5. This is just going to get me the first 5 rows from the table. Okay, fine with these things, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we are just restricting the first 5 rows from the table. Now, I want to skip the first 5 rows and I want to get the next 5 rows. So we can also use this offset 5. Offset 5 means I'm telling that skip the 5 rows, okay, and then get me 5 rows. It is actually getting the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th row. Okay. If I just say as offset 10, okay. So this is going to skip the first 10 rows. It is going to skip the 10 rows. Okay, it is going to skip this 10 rows, and after that skipping 10 rows, it is going to take
Mhm.
me next 5 rows. So that is 11th to 15th row it is going to get me. That is what it is getting. Yeah. So where do you use this one? So this is used like paginations. Paginations like when you're seeing the email, we have an inbox. In the inbox, like I have a thousands of mails, but at any point when you just open my inbox, it shows me the recent 50 mails. They're very recent mails. But I say, no, I'm looking for the mails which I had received somewhere last week or the prior last week. So what I do, I just move to that next 50, next 50, next 50. See? So that means, you have thousands of mails, but if I display all the thousand mails in a single page, the page will become very large and becomes difficult to scroll. And we always want to see the recent values. Okay. Last 20, 30 emails, that should be good enough for me to view it. Okay. Very rarely I'll be going for the older mails. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is loading also will take a lot of time. Okay, loading all the thousand mails in a page and then displaying will also take a lot of time, and you have to compromise on the view and all those things, size and all those things. Okay, so on that basis, like they have done a pagination. Okay, so this happens even in your Google. No, when you search for anything, they'll have many pages. In the bottom says, okay, you want to go for second page, third page, fourth page. Yes. Okay, so something like that you want to do it. This should be useful.
Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, now take an example. I want to see the top five highest paid employee.
Okay.
I want to see the top five highest paid employee. What should I do? See, when I say limit five, it's just going to get me the first five rows. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is just going to get me only the five rows from the first, from the starting. The limit five means what it will do is, so you have this particular data. So in this, it is this particular first five rows. It is going to just bring. That's it. I say no. I want to see the top five highest paid employees. If I have to do this one, so what I will do is, okay, I'll just use the select staff from employees. Select staff from employees. I just say
Mm-hmm.
order by salary
Salary.
in the descending order. So this is going to sort the employees based on the salary in the descending order. You can see the highest paid employees are in the top and the employees with the lowest paid is in the bottom of the table. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I just want to get the five rows from here. So I just say limit five.
Fine. Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Now, if I ask you, I want to see the employee who earns the second highest salary. Cynthia Brooke is the second highest, no, with 14,500. I want to display this record. What should I do?
Which one?
I want to see the employee with the second highest salary.
So limit five. Second highest.
I want to see the employee with the second highest salary.
Okay.
So you have to use the order by limit one,
Two.
offset one. So I'm just displaying this particular data sorted by salary. Okay. And then I say limit. When I say limit one, this is going to get me one record. Okay. Which is obviously the first one. I want to skip the first one and then get the second one. So we can use this particular offset one. So offset one is going to skip the first row and then it is going to get me the next one. Okay, so
Okay.
this can also be written like this. Instead of this one, I can say 1 comma 1. So when I say 1 comma 1, it is going to skip this number of rows and it is going to display this number of rows. Okay, so like this query also what we have written here can be written like this. So instead of this particular thing offset, I can write it like this: limit 5, limit 10 comma 5. Means what it does is, so if I give two parameters here, so it is going to skip the first 10 rows and then it is going to get me the first five next 5 rows. So this is going to get me the 11 to 15th row.
Okay. Okay.
So this is equivalent to this.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, this was about the order by and the limit and the offset. Okay, things, and using order by and the limit together is fine. The next thing is we'll try to see, we have seen the various clauses in the select, is it? Having we have not seen. We'll see one other, I think. It's called as the having clause.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is having clause is? Having is like, you want to filter on your grouped data. We use the having. Like say example, I just say select star from the employees table. Okay. When I just say this is going to get me all the employees, but I just want to have uh, count of star will tell me how many employees are there. And I just want to say So each department wise, how many employees are there? So in the retail, we have 7 employees. In the finance, we have 3 employees. In the automotive and healthcare, we have 4 employees each. And in the all department, we have 2 employees. So this is the number of employees in each department we have. Is it?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. So now what I want is we are able to see the number of employees in each department here. Okay. Okay. Now what I want to do is this is the number of employees for the each department. Okay. Okay. Now I want to see only that department where you have minimum 4 employees. So this is the department with 2 employees and 3 employees that I want to show. Okay, or at least 3 employees should be there minimum. So in that case what I do is, so that means I want to see only that department which has minimum 3 employees. So in that case what I need to do, I need to group the data, and on this grouped result I want to apply the filter. So for that we use the having clause. Having count of star, okay, greater than or equal to 3. So it will show me only that department which has minimum 3 or more than 3 employees. So we use the having. Having is used to filter on your grouped data. Having is used to filter on your grouped data. In
Group
the
the
having,
data.
we can also use the aggregate functions. Okay, we have seen. Okay, now in the select statement, we have seen with the different clauses. Select, from, or where, group by, having, order by, as well as the limit. We'll see how, if I have to write a query using all these clauses in the single query, can we write it? Yes, we can write it. So we'll write a query which is going to use all these clauses, and we'll try to understand the purpose of the each clause. So now I write a query something like this: select star from the employees table. Okay, so I just say I want to get the complete data from the employees table. This is fine. This is going to get me the complete data from the employees table. So that means the where clause, the group by clause, the having clause, the order by clause, the limit clause. Okay, having clause. All these are optional clauses. They are not mandatory clause. They are not the mandatory clause. They are all the optional clauses. They are clauses which is not mandatory. They are optional. Okay, if you need it, you can use it. Okay, if it is really needed. Okay, otherwise you can go ahead without using this also. Fine. Okay, now we'll see how to use all these clauses. So now if I'm using the where clause is used for filtering the data. I can just say where I want to see the employee who has minimum 1 year of experience, more than 1 year of experience. I just say experience is greater than 1. Okay. So right now it is showing the employees with experience 1 year also. Yes, Jennifer Jones is there. So when I say run this particular query, that record will not be shown. Yeah, you can see that Jennifer Jones is not there. So it is showing only the employee who has more than 1 year of experience. That means the where clause is used to filter on your data based on the column name and the criteria. Okay, where experience is greater than 1. So that means you're applying the filter on a specific column using some relational operators. Okay, so it is used to filter on your raw data. Fine. The next thing is, okay, I want to use the group by. If I have to use the group by, if you have to use the group by, you need to have a aggregate function. Otherwise, I cannot use a group by. So if I just say group by department, so now this will not work because the group by needs an aggregate function. So what I do, I'll just take a department and I'll just say a count of star. So this will tell me how many employees are there in each department. Okay, and also you want to find out the total salary expenses, so I can just take the sum of salary. Okay, so I'm writing some aggregate function. So this aggregation is being grouped by the department wise. This aggregation is grouped based on the department. We have used the aggregate function, we have used the group. Now I want to filter this grouped result. Like say example, I want to see only that department which has more than 3 employees, or 3 or more than 3 employees. So in that case, what is that I do? I use the having clause. Having, okay. Count of star is greater than or equal to 3. So it shows any department which has 3 or more than 3 employees. So that means we are able to filter on your grouped data. After grouping, we are able to filter on that grouped result. Yes, we are able to do. Now, apart from this, whatever the data you have, I want to sort this. Okay. Might be like, I just want to see the department where we have the highest expenses is the retail, and the second highest is automotive, and the third highest is healthcare, and the lowest expenses is the finance. I want to see in this way. Okay. If you want to give alias name here as total salary, and this is the employee count, total salary, and the M count. Now, what I want is I just want to sort this particular data based on the salary in the descending order. So what I do, I just say it as order by, okay, I can say sum of salary, or I can also use the alias name. I want to sort it based on the total salary in the descending order. Fine with these things? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, and things. And now I want to apply the limit also here. Is like, I just want to get the so it is sorted based on the total salary in the descending order. So now out of this, I just want to get the top three department with the highest salary. I want to see the top three department based on the highest salary. Okay, so in this case, what I do, I have already sorted the total salary in each department. I want to see only the top three department we have a highest total salary expenses. So I can just say limit. So that means we have used all the clauses here. So when you're writing
Group
all these
by where?
particular clauses, so this is very important. Okay. So this is the various clauses. All those clauses are optional. Means um, from to the limit, all these are optional.
Okay. So we can use or we
They're
can
optional,
we cannot
and
do it.
only mandatory is the select.
Okay. Okay.
It is a mandatory clause. Okay. So now each clause has a purpose. When I say select, select is like what you want to display. If you want to display the columns, we mention the column names. You want to have aggregated functions, you can display the aggregate functions. We also have some built-in function like select current date. We don't have to specify the table name. It shows me the current date and so on. Now, if I'm getting the data from the columns, from the tables, like, DEPT, okay, all this data we are trying to get from the table. So we say from which table. So that means the from is to specify from which table you want to bring the data. Okay,
Okay.
from which
Okay.
table you want to get the data. The where is used to filter on your table. On your table, you want to filter. On your actual table, you want to filter based on the columns criteria. Okay, like I want to
Mm-hmm.
see the employees, only the male employees, or I want to see only the employees who has more than 10 years of experience, or I want to see only the employees for a particular department or something. So we specify the where the column name and the operator, and we can give this one. So we can use a wildcard, we can use it in between, any kind of relational operators, like operators. Yes, we can do any of those things. Okay,
Okay.
so this is
Okay.
used for filtering your table data. On your table data, you want to filter some rows, we use the where.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Use a group by. Group by is like, when you use the aggregate function, whenever you use aggregate function, this aggregation will be applied at the whole table level. The aggregation will be applied at the whole table level. Total number of employees, total salary expenses. But I
Mm-hmm.
want this aggregation to be divided into smaller groups. That is where exactly we use a group by. So group by department means the same data will be divided by the department, and it says within each department number of employees. So within each department, what is the total salary expenses? All these things we are able to do it. That is a group
Okay.
by.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Group by, what
Yep.
it does, it divides the data into smaller groups. Then
Okay.
having, what is having? Having is used to filter on your group data. Having clause is used to filter on your group data. Okay. Now that means, since I say this is used to filter on a group data, the position of having should be after the group by clause. The position of the having should be after the, because it should be, because it goes with the grouping. So it is used to filter on your group data. So your having is written only after the group by clause. So you cannot write the before the group by clause. You cannot write the having clause. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and where clause is used to filter on your actual table. So it has to be written immediately after the table name. Immediately after the table or the view name, the where clause has to be applied. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Then we also have what we call it as the order by. Order by is what? Sorting. Okay, so sorting is something like, final presentation. You have filtered the data, you have grouped the data. On the group data, also you have filtered. But finally, when you're displaying the data, you want to display data in a particular order. So we can say order by what column you want to sort it and what order you want to sort it, ascending, descending. It can be the
Okay.
columns of the tables. It can be even the derived column, the calculated column names. Yes, we can have that also. Okay. And finally, we have a limit. Limit is like, when the table data is, the output is large. So now in that or large output, you want to read a specific rows. Okay. So we can use this particular, what you say, limit to get this particular, only a limited number of rows per page. We can also go with the, what you say,
Limit.
paging machine that is using the offset. Yes, we can do that. That is what
Okay.
exactly is happening. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Select is
Yeah.
to specify the column name, from is to specify the table name, where is used to filter on your actual table data. So when we specify the
Mhm.
column, the operator, and the value to be filtered with.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
is the having. Having needs a group by. So having is mainly used to divide this grouping based on the smaller. So that is divide this aggregated values into smaller groups. What is the total number of employees? But I want to see the department wise, country wise, region wise, how many employees are there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this particular, what to say, having clause. Having clause is like, it is just applying the filter on the group data. So grouping के लिए we use the having clause. With the having clause, we can use the where clause. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Then order wise, how you want to sort this particular data? You want to sort this data in a particular order, ascending or descending order. Yes, we can
Descending
do
order.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And finally, we have a limit. Limit is to limit the number of rows, how many rows you want to see. So you want to remove that unwanted rows, we can use this particular limit.